Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Whew, what a week. My voice is back. So we're doing pretty good. I think I left the door to the fish room open. Let me take care of that. Everyone coming in, take a look at my backside, settle down, and let's get into it. It was a very exciting week. Those of you on replay, I want to thank you for taking a little bit of time, seeing what's going on in the fish room. So let you know, tonight I'm planning on starting out showing this tank because I love this freaking oyster bubbler. I don't know, it makes my inner child happy. And it's doing pretty good. And I just put a black background behind it. It's a lid to a tank. I think a 20-gallon. I want to say it's an API tank. I inherited from my niece. She is already done with her fish hobby for now. The beauty of it is she has an uncle. Anytime she wants to fall into it again, she has basically a small fish store to come to choose whatever she likes. So that's fun. We're doing an Aquashella update, and I'll be sharing a tank with my friends I acquired on my journey, and some plants that I picked up. I've also picked up some driftwood. So you know what I mean. We're just looking at fun stuff in here. Lots to talk about. What I saw, who I saw. Dallas Aquashella, quite a blast. Such a mix of people. Everyone, like the crowd has everyone in it, and the vendor list has everyone that the crowd didn't have in it. You know, it was quite a time. Ended up losing my voice like I normally do, but it was more towards halfway through Sunday, which is interesting. You know what I mean? So usually I just wake up and it's completely gone on Sunday, but several things for me were different. And the way I interacted and what I did. And I think that it made the difference. But I think that I get excited and I talk too loud, and I will wear out my voice if I do that for more than 2 days. And that's something I'm just going to have to know about myself. So let's see who's here. The chat function somewhere. Oh, all right. Yeah, no, there's people in here. We're doing good. Oh, wait. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Hold on, folks. Grab it. Push it up. No, that's not how that works. I don't remember having this much trouble going back in chat before, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Chat. There we go. I'm doing it now. I'm just having jitters, y'all. Howdy, says Stephen P. Howdy to Stephen P. David's Aquatics. Hello, sir. Why are we always yelling? Hey, Mike, Asaya, Llewellyn, my favorite meet of a fellow chatter on the internets here. It was so good to see your face. So good to talk to you. Yeah, I want to say that your positive attitude and peaceful nature comes through in your chats. So you were not completely different from what I was expecting from our chats and stuff like that. So I guess what that is that's like a flex to your authenticity, right? You know what I mean? Oh, did you lose your voice? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they call it the Aquashella crud, but I feel like for me, man, it's just talking too loud. I get too excited. I really do. And then I'm pushing my voice, and yeah. Craig. Hey, Craig, I'm sorry you weren't sub, buddy. Hey, man, they undo that stuff all the time, and like, I don't know whether it has to do with their updates or what, or whether there's some sort of algorithm to it. Like, if you haven't been to their channel in a long time, it takes it off, or what. I don't think it's planned. I think that when they do adjustments and stuff like that, like sometimes some of the stuff gets dropped. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm never worried about it. Like I said, like I only need, I mean, literally only one person in the chat. If one person showed up, I would talk to that person. And just the fact that I'm showing a tank of mine, I'm showing my face, and I'm talking with one person, I feel like I've already won. You know what I mean? Like maybe I need bigger goals. You know what I mean? Maybe it's okay to just pause and be happy. You know what I mean? But I'm happy with that. Like, I just love this technology. I love showing off my stuff, talking about my stuff for a minute, and I enjoy looking at everybody else's stuff and talking about their stuff too. So it's kind of hard to be a content creator. I've heard advice in the past from other content creators. The first thing you need to do when you start being a content creator is stop watching other content. You need to be focused on creating your content. I don't think I can do that. This is too much of a social thing for me. So like maybe maybe I know that I am not the typical content creator. However, Aquashella doesn't see it that way. They made us a little community space, not much interaction, but they were like, this is your space. You do what you want with it. So I did my community tank for the second time, and it went well. And Papa Shrimp really made it a community tank and brought some things on Sunday and added to them to the tank. We had quite the time. I have everybody who was left over in the tank here. I believe it is one blue dream shrimp, a whole lot of mixed guppies. So the ones that I took to Aquashella mixed with some pond guppies of Papa Shrimp, and he brought what was it, anchor moss, and brought something else. I can't. It's not coming to me right now. But I had a 5-gallon bucket full of Freshwater tang. I had guppy grass. I was given guppy grass by some new friends I made across the way for the second day, just to help get it out there. And of course, there was some duckweed, but you don't need to bring that intentionally. It just comes along for the ride. So Swasser tang, guppy grass. Oh, hornwort, which grows really, really stringy and looks lime green. It's in a lot of the tanks behind me, but I got a lot of it out of my fish room and cleared some tanks. So the other tanks I want to show you today are my 2 angel tanks. The one that was taken over was the Swasser tang, and the one that was overtaken with Tigerville. So I got both of those like cleared out in preparation for going to Dallas, and I haven't done anything with them yet, so we can talk about the space. What up, Branton? Just one more fish. Howdy, howdy. So let me see. Earlier in the chat, that's so weird. I don't know why I'm having trouble scrolling back in the chat. There we go. I got it. It was David's Aquatics. David's Aquatics. How are you, sir? Did we meet over the weekend by any chance? Because you look like a new name to me. Jeff Pelhams. Nice to see you, Jeff. Welcome, welcome, buddy. Love that you're here, man. Branton. Yes, Stephen, that's true. I mean, you have to talk louder at Aquashella because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of noise. Like I didn't realize it when I was looking back through some of the short vids that I took. I didn't do very much. I continued to not turn the camera on like quite a bit, but I got some interesting thoughts. If I get them uploaded, I will we'll have some fun with that. Um Cecil forgot that hashtag. That's awesome. Okay, so David might have come from Jeff Pelham. Thank you guys for bombing me. This is fun. I appreciate it. Branton, Cecil Mayberry. I've hung out with since Cecil before. Peplin. So glad you're here. Peplin, man, during the talk with Dan and Corey tonight, they were talking about the class. It's just like there's a lot going on there, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like it's a really good event and blah blah blah. And I was like, I just like in my head, I was like, yeah, but the theme this year is love. I'm so excited about the Clash. A lot of us were talking about being excited about the Clash. We were excited about being on the Clash. Sonny G, man, like I like you, man. Like you're in some of the you're in some of the small spaces that I'm in. You know what I mean? Like there's some small chats that I'm in, some small channels and stuff like that. And the fact that you're there too, it's just like I don't know whether you are on 24 hours a day. I used to be on more than I am now, but I definitely do some replays and keep my eyes on everything. But I just can't tell whether you're just there or like whether we just have like some real similar tastes, buddy. Either way, Sonny G. Love me some Sonny G and Jeff Rowe. Always good to see Jeff Rowe. I have almost seen Jeff Rowe several times, unless I saw Jeff Rowe at the Clash. M&C Aquatics, always good to have you here. Elaine, you found your way. ALA or NLA, but it's AAA. AAA is Aquatics Anonymous. There's another A. Oh, Aquatic Addicts Anonymous. And yeah, Jeff Pelham started that. I love that. And then I think Steamfot like did it as like a theme for one of his live streams or something like that. And I kept teasing Jeff that I sold it to him. I like to tease. Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, I'm new local Austin, all one word. My name is Mike, but that just like new local Austin, I was like, there's so many Mikes, you know what I mean? It's just like it's fairly anonymous. Like everything you see here is going to be pretty much on a beginner level. Like I'm not doing anything that is that hard right now. Occasionally something gets happy in a tank and breeds. I swear I'm not doing it on purpose. Excuse the air horn. My hand rested against it. It just went off. Sonny G, yeah, man. I want to put this as a 10-gallon portrait tank. So it's thinner than a regular 10-gallon tank and it's taller. So it's thinner front to back. And I want to put it in the television stand, the wooden television stand that it's sitting on top of right now. But I need to refinish the outside of the stand. I think I'm going to sand it and paint it with some like wild colors. Put my logo on there. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's going to be like it's going to be inside of a television set. I think that would be fun. But like everything, it's just like I do things at a snail's pace or not at all. And I mean, I'm pretty all right with it. Like I get down on myself sometimes, but I stay pretty current. Let me get down to the bottom of the chat here. Oh, my Indestructo epoxy nail polish yet? No, I mean, like, look, man, I might do it as like a special event thing. I mean, never say never, right? And I'm not opposed to painting my nails, and I think it's quite interesting. Like, I did some navy blue on my nails, and there was a green color that I really liked, and I was doing that for a little while in South Austin in my mid-20s and stuff like that. But if something is covering my nails, like I can sense it and I don't like it and I pick at it until it's gone. So like I would have to paint my nails like every 2 days. But I mean, like I could do it as a special event type thing and stuff like that. Um uh but yeah, I just don't like stuff covering my nails. And other people have said the same thing, and I don't know whether it's mental or physical, but it feels physical, but that's how mental shit works, right? So service station is out of fuel now. Okay, so thank goodness that your car has got some in it. Yeah, for sure, Craig. But yeah, man, like you guys are going to be cleaning up for a while, and the community is going to become closer together because of that, man. You know, so uh, you guys are going to be stronger for this. As soon as you told me today that the water went down by a meter overnight, that made me feel better. Just, I mean, I'm from Texas. I'm from Houston. Been through several floods and things like that. I know what too much water looks like, and I know what that feels like. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, man, like I was worried about you, bro. I'm glad that the water is starting to recede, because when there's so much water like that, there's nothing anybody can do about it. My computer keeps trying to put battery saver on. Let me make sure that I'm plugged in. I was not plugged all the way in. That's what the problem is. All right. And we're approaching the bottom of the chat. Okay. Lots of hellos. Coro in the house. Coro, I like your cooking vids, man. Like anything you do, brother, anytime you want to share, just get online. If I'm available, I'm going to check it out. And I'll probably watch it on the replay too, just to see what was up. Fathom in here. Fathom was part of the freaking crew this week, hanging out at Aquashella, doing what we do. He did a Beischer, what was I calling it? I was calling it Smokey and the Bandit. They were doing Cannonball Run, right? So I was like, but it was a Beischer Ball run from Dallas to Atlanta. He was still filming at the store when Vibes and I left, and I think he told me he got in at like 8 a.m. So he was running those Beischers home. He was getting them rebagged, and he's got a really nice camera, so he can get some really great shots of the fish in the aquariums and stuff like that. And it was a very unique store. Apparently, what the name of the store was, Your Pet Fish. And he was at Aquashella over the weekend. So of course we were there Monday after he had been unloading all night on Sunday night after the event. But this man is a serious collector. He's into Beischers, so that is what piqued. That's what piqued Fathom's interest, and Eddie and I are always down to go to a store. So I bought some plants and 6 out of sinkless from them. And like I said, when we left to go home to Austin, and when Vibes and I left, he was still recording. Just like the man is a machine. I it's I'm glad to call him a friend. I'm glad to have met him a couple times, and hung out with him in person. I think what he's doing in his fish room is really cool. Uh, that store that I went to was super cool. They had a African lungfish in there that was I I was told word of mouth because in that situation when the fish is still in quarantine, I was told it was like easily a $25,000 fish, and of course you don't write that on the tank. But wow, what an interesting fish. And I don't believe that I had seen one that large in person. I think I have seen one before, but I was not that big. This guy was big. Red Deck Aquatics, Mr. Stan Pittman. Good to see you. Welcome back in. Mr. Branton Lightcap. The fire brigade came in and then a helicopter. Craig, you're talking about your neighbor had a heart attack while you were on stream, I guess? And that's why you left so soon? Yeah, I know, like super like crazy stuff going on in Craig's nature of the woods. So lots of prayers for our Australian friend there having to deal with like storms and stuff, like breaking like historical records and stuff like that. So the community is really having to come together. Like people are on their roofs, the water's too high. It's real stuff. And then same in St. Louis experienced some crazy storms, a lot of destruction and stuff like that. Fishy Biz is out there. Uh, uh, Fish Tank Hero is over there. Barbara Jackson lives near there. Like we've got a lot of people in the St. Louis area. And my prayers to them and hope everything's all right. But like storms just wrecking stuff. Jeff, I can get with that considering I have duckweed in every tank and I have Malaysian trumpet snails in every tank. Duckweed is the Malaysian trumpet snail of the plant tank for sure. How do I do that? There we go. Well, Asaya, I may or may not have met you in 2024. I will tell you that I don't remember, and that makes me sad. But hey, I have way more memories of this experience this past weekend, and I enjoyed it so much. I think that I will continue only to have a couple of drinks at the end of the day and then go to bed instead of getting too crazy. And Fathom says Mike is too nice. I'll take it. Miss Ballard, hello there. I enjoyed meeting you at Aquashella as well. Quite the time. This stream, Tracy is too late for vibes. He has to get up early in the morning, so sometimes he'll say hi at the beginning, but he won't be here long because he has to go to bed, man. We work opposite schedules, so like completely opposite. I think he's Monday through Friday, and I'm the weekend. I'm at night. He's during the day, so we only see each other at the fish events usually. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we can get it worked out, but the good news is we're going to 3 events together, so we are going to get that time. Luke was on his roof for 4 hours. waiting to get rescued. That's crazy, man. Good night, Jeff. I love you, buddy. Thank you for coming in, man. Always like it when you catch my stream. Well, we'll put that up there. Look at this. This is, yeah, man. We should put that on t-shirt. Speaking of t-shirts, I got a lot of t-shirts to tell you guys about. So let's switch it up. Stan, you get some good rest, sir. Thank you for coming and chilling in front of a tank for a few minutes, man. It's good for you. Plus, I like seeing you. All right, we're going to switch it over to this screen, and I'm going to move the other camera real quick. All right, that'll work. So now that I'm on the large screen, let's talk about it. So this was the new CKIM shirt. So when you guys see CKIM at your events in your local area and stuff like that, it may look something like this. Well, actually, this says Aquashella, so I doubt they'll be handing out an Aquashella shirt at another expo. But yeah, man, fun stuff. My shirt, the shirt they did last year said CKIM on it, and it had the shape of the logo, their logo, and then it had a shoal of fish on the shirt, like swimming up, like as a shoal, and it was an umbra of color. Look at me using big words, and it was like a blue down to through a green and into a yellow. And my wife is a fish keeper by duress. Like, she wants to see these guys fed, and on days when I'm not here, she makes sure that everybody gets fed. And she'll alert me to some danger that is lurking in a tank lake, or somebody doesn't look right. And but she really wants to be hands off about it, and like, that's your thing. I don't want to be any part of it. She does not want to carry buckets full of water or like drain any of the tanks, or I don't know. She's really interested in having the fish water, though. We're up to 25 gallons saved out of every weekly water change, just for watering during the week. And we'll adjust that as the season goes on and as we get more plants and things like that outside. So yeah, that was the CKIM shirt. I unfolded my t-shirt to wear on Sunday because I have two new local Austin shirts that I wear, so that people know when I'm wearing my colors. And I must have folded it up and put it away wet. So there's some black spots on it. To me, it looks like it got put away wet and then it like mildewed / molded. But it could be like a form of paint or something. But it really does just look like it got put away wet. Like, otherwise, it looks like it could be like a marker. You know what I mean? I'm like, but it's faded around the edges. So yeah, man, I might need to get some new shirts this year. Car Aquatics, if you're out there, just know that I'm going to try to get in touch with you, buddy. We're going to talk about it. Vibes also found a place out here that would do some t-shirts for him and things like that. So I might talk to those people as well. But for anybody in the audience that ever wanted a shirt or something like that, I felt like Car was a good way to go, because he was going to post them online like he does Mexicali and Aquafunk and like a couple other creators and stuff like that. And he'll print merch to order. You know what I mean? So I'm not having to buy like, I don't know, like 200 t-shirts at a time or something like that. It could be a print to order sort of thing, and it could be somebody in the hobby that we know. So I kind of like that idea. But yeah, man. So yeah, my shirt, my shirt was mildewed. So I put it to the side, and we wore. What did I wear instead? Oh, I wore my Monty Python shirt, which is the boar sigil in red, which is the sigil of the Black Knight, the one who gets his arms and legs cut off in the Search for the Holy Grail. Very cool. And then my friends who I got some plants from and talked to all weekend, and just had some like cool fish, nice little booth right across from where I was working my community tank, hanging out. We got to talking. They're going to show up at some point. They said that they would try. They were looking for a community to kind of plug into, and I told them that if you check out Vibes and me, you'll meet everybody in chat. Find your specialty. You know what I mean, and the people you vibe with. You know what I mean, and like from there, you know what I mean, like several nights a week you can have a live stream and you can like tuck in and be social and not have to go anywhere or put on clothes, you know what I mean, or like get dressed up or anything, like very low hassle but still being able to be social. And they were like, that sounds like something that we're looking for. So be looking for them in their I would assume their channel name would be Scallywags Fishbowl. And I love the logo. It is a fish with a top hat and a monocle. Come on now. Everybody needs one of those. So yeah, they gave me a shirt. I'm very appreciative. I love it. I think that's all the shirts that I got. Let's switch over and talk about this tank. Oh, a little tall. A little tall. Hold on. And let me cut this light. Let's try this one. Did that fix it? I believe it did. Okay, so in here I've got on the bottom left, that grass is New Zealand microsword, I think, as opposed to the Brazilian. So not from Brazil, from New Zealand. And apparently that one is smaller. I got 3 groups of that. The taller stuff in the back is Tiger Val that was floating around in the top of the tank when I started getting the tank done. That moss in the center is the moss that was in the tank already and looks like some Java moss and Saswasser tang. That's why that Saswasser tang is standing up so high on the right above the sponge filter. It's the Saswasser tang is tangled in a very long strand of Java moss. So yeah, it's crazy in here. There's a, let me grab a thing. Oh, you got a Swamp Life shirt? Was that theirs also? That's awesome. Winona, hello. Yeah, so I just moved it to the front. That plant is a Crypt undulata red that I'm going to try out now that I've removed all these plants from a couple tanks. I have some room. I'm still wanting to order from Crypt Keeper and like try out, probably some of the more common crypts and stuff like that. I haven't kept very many, but the ones that I have kept did well, and I got babies off of them and things like that. So like the easy ones that I've already dealt with did well for me, and I enjoyed them quite a bit. And now that I'm over my like 7 basic easy low light plants that I was growing before, I'm ready to branch out and do some things that might be a little bit more difficult. Now that you know what I mean? Like now that I'm not killing everything and all the plants in all my tanks, and I've learned how to grow some easy things. Now I'm ready to kill again. I'm, I'm ready. I'm ready to kill again. So you can see on the front glass a couple of the autosinkless that I bought. I bought 6 of them. I've never had any autosinkless. These autosinkless look pretty good. Um, 3 of them were thinner than the other ones. I don't know whether that's a difference between male and female. It could be, but I put them in the tank after I acclimated them, and they immediately got to work mouthing everything in that tank. And there's a sponge filter that's overgrown. You know what I mean? Like there is plenty for them to munch on. I made sure that they got a algae wafer today, and I saw a couple of them on it, so they did find it. So hopefully everything goes well. We haven't had any losses in here. I haven't seen the Blue Dream shrimp, but there was only one left. Um, so what I did was I put a little bit of the plants in the tank. I had a sponge filter in there, and then I had all of my. I had like probably 20 bristle noses, brown bristle noses, adults, some juveniles, but I have so many. I have so many baby ones, like 3/4 of an inch, that I knew that I needed to make room for them to grow. So I did that, and then all of my guppy culls, and I kept back. I kept back some males that I wanted. So I think I have like 6 or 8 males in my in a tank with probably like 10 females, and then I have a bunch of juvenile fish and baby fish like in all of the tanks. So I didn't bring any of the babies. There were still some babies. I think most of them made it back, but I was just letting people. I was just letting people take fish and plants, whatever they wanted or needed for their aquariums at home. A lot of really cute moments with parents with their children catching the fish out. You know what I mean? Just having that aquarium moment, helping some people with some younger kids and stuff like that. It's like, hey man, like here's some free stock. They can see baby fish. You know what I mean? Like, I know that they end up trying to help and they put things in the tank and fish die, but that's part of the learning process. And this is all risk free. You know what I mean? And like, these are extra things out of my fish room, out of Papa Shrimp's fish room. You know what I mean? Like, these are extra. And if you wanted to try a moss earth plant, like now's the time to do it. It's fun. I actually got a couple of different mosses. Let's see. This is anchor moss. It looks a lot like Java moss. It seems like it grows like longer, straighter tendrils on it. I'm going to see what the differences are as it grows up. And I did get a couple of pieces of hooker moss from Papa Shrimp. I don't know if you guys know that one. It's really fuzzy like a pipe cleaner, and the stem is dark on it. And yeah, I want to see if I can get some of that growing. So yeah, that was fun too. I got a bunch of pieces of driftwood. It's all ghost wood that's been sandblasted. And I did find the other piece. I asked Eddie in another stream today. I was like, "Hey man, did you find that piece?" But I found the matching where it broke. I found the matching piece like in the box. It's in there because like I wanted that one for a specific place. I wanted to see if it would work, and I can glue it back. It broke. I can glue it back together, and I'm probably still going to need to cut it anyway. But I want to do something fun with my shrimp tank that has that huge piece of Anubias that grows in a spiral. I would like a piece of wood in the shape of a Y so that at the bottom on either side you can see wood, and then coming up through the center you can see driftwood. And I think that would be really nice. Yes, Bougie Bish Fish, it is that is hooker moss. Yeah. I was very excited to have it. Yeah, Papa Shrimp has been very, very excited about that moss, and I see why. It looks really cool, and I think that in a nano tank or something like that, you could take a very small amount of it and place it somewhere, and it would bring the scale down like a whole lot and would look really cool. He says that he told me that he puts it in his shrimp tanks and he puts it just a little bit into the substrate to hold it in place, and then he leaves it alone, and then in a few months it's a nice little ball of moss. And that's how he keeps all of his shrimp tanks, just a little bit of moss. And I've seen that elsewhere too, because you can always take the moss, shake it off, and take it out of the water, and then you can manage your shrimp and stuff like that. And I think that might be something I want to do in the future. Right now I have my shrimp in beautiful planted tanks, and I can't really take stuff out to get at them, so they're going to have to kind of regulate themselves. But also on the beginning side of it and stuff like that, if I wanted a tank that I can control, that's going to be like the next step. My first step is, trying to give them the water quality that they need and the right amount of food, and letting nature do its thing. You know what I mean? It's staying out of its way, like not in there messing around all the time, you know what I mean, and harassing them. So yeah, that would kind of be the next step, I feel. It looked like willow moss. Yeah, I mean hooker moss, I assume is a unless it's like hookeri or something like that. I would assume that isn't like the Latin name. And I don't know about willow moss. Like I said, I'm still learning my mosses. Like I've only done like basic like Java moss, Christmas moss, Saswasser tang, and I may have tried some others, but I didn't have them long enough to remember having them. You know what I mean? Like not all of my tanks like took the moss. Yeah, Bushy Bish Fish. I mean, I'm gonna try a couple ways. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be sad if I kill it all. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna try several different ways, and hopefully, one of those ways takes off. That has been my strategy that has worked the best with mosses. And like I said, I've only worked with like 3 kinds, and any other kind that I've messed with didn't last long enough for me to say that I actually tried it. But yeah, that's Papa Shrimp was saying. He just takes one little strand and he puts it in the substrate, and then it'll be kind of anchored, and then he just leaves it alone, and eventually it takes off. But of course, the shrimp are gonna like clean it, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So putting it in a shrimp tank might help with the propagation of it and stuff like that, because they do such a good job of cleaning up the plants and stuff like that. But that was Papa Shrimp's suggestion, and like I said, I haven't messed with it yet, so I'm really, really excited to do it. Look at that. See, it is Hooker say Moss. So it is part of the Latin name. How about that? Kills the Garden. Hello, my fishy friend. I took a picture of their booth, so I'll figure it out. But I bought all of this driftwood from a couple of guys, and they were really cool and real generous, and let me have some fun. One more thing that I wanted to show that's on the table in front of me is this is a 3D print that I got from Fathom Aquatics. It'll sit down in your tank and it'll hold your plants. He got a large order from a vendor. He was showing some of the vendors and he let them try them out. You know what I mean? Just like so that he could see how he might want to change it and like what they thought about it and things like that. And it kind of solves a problem. So that was really generous of him to give me that. And it was in the tank this weekend, in the community tank. And several people asked about it. And I was explaining to them that it was 3D printed by one of my buddies in the booth. And I would point to him if he was in the booth. If he wasn't in the booth, I was like, well, he was here a minute ago, you know. But yeah, pretty neat. Yeah, man, Fallon's a pretty smart guy. Like he's got an interest in so many things, and he goes hard when he's interested in something. So I think that's really cool that he's like 3D printing some pieces and like, you know, to be helpful, you know what I mean? And like, I think that's neat. And I'm really impressed with his photography skills and stuff like that. And he's just nice to be able to talk to and like get a question answered and stuff like that. So cheers, mate. Sonny G with the rack jokes. Nice rack. Thanks. I know. My buddy Fathom built it. Yeah, I believe that this rack will fit in a 10-gallon. I had a 20-gallon long at the show, but here. Yeah, it looks like there's like inch and a half. It's touching the back glass right now, and it's about an inch and a half back where it starts. So yeah, it fits right in there. Let's do it, guys. I was able to get some plants from Quinn's Fins. They handed me some stuff. I got some frog bit again, thanks to Scallywags. Let's move all this stuff to the side. And then Well, that should go in the back row, right? Because it's so tall. As I pull it out from the gravel, I put it in. I liked it better in this one. Where's the? There it is. There you go. Now you can kind of see it in action. But I got some floating plants, and they looked a little rough by the time they got in. But I pulled all the dead leaves off of them. One of the coolest ones I got is this onion plant, and I was like, yeah, that buddy will hang on. So yeah, I got an onion plant, and I really like the smaller onion plant that I've got in my Corridora tank. So I was like, yeah, man, I'll take that. So yeah, anything that I hadn't tried before, I was into. So I've got some stems floating up here, and you guys may or may not been able to hear me that well, but hopefully, but like Ludwigia ovalis, Amannia gracilis, water onion, which I just told you, Ludwigia cuba. So yeah, those are stems. They were in a little rough state, but I was like, let's float them in the water and see what happens. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about. So yeah, now you guys can see it. Yeah, so that rack will fit in a 10-gallon tank. Smaller groups, 5 to 10ish, or the 30 plus is okay for spawning zebra danios. Oh, you missed it on Jeff's live stream. Yeah, that's pertinent information. Oh, Asaya, you got some of the mosaic plants. I bought a mosaic, and I think that I killed it in transport in between Dallas last year and home. I put it in the pond, but it did not survive, which is sad because I really love the way it looks. So I hope it does well for you. And if it does do well for you, tell me how you did it so that I can try and mimic. This shirt that I'm wearing, this is off KJE Aquatics. I think it's on the back there. KJE Aquatics, and I would order one. I got so many compliments on Friday while we were setting up, just like different vendors and stuff like that. When you're all walking around and stuff like that, they're like, "Hey man, I like your shirt," and I'll be like, "KJE man, I want more of these shirts." I wore it to Walmart yesterday. Bought a car battery because my wife's car battery died at the grocery store while I was out of town, and I only go out of town like maybe 6 times a year, and half the time she's with me. So that was just bad luck. But I bought a new battery for the car, and I was standing in Walmart automotive section with this shirt on, just being me. Yeah, dude, that shirt is awesome. And KJE came up with that. He's a character. I like him a lot. He's usually at the Clash. He was at the Clash last year. He's been a vendor at the Clash before. I don't know whether he was vending last year or not, but I like that guy. But his site is still up, and you can probably still order. His site is still up, and he's got all sorts of aquatic supplies and things like that. I like the KJE Aquatics. Yeah, no, I love this shirt. So Gills to Garden says you tried the mosaic plant, but it didn't do well at all. You're told they need mega sunlight. I think that was my problem, and my pond is not getting direct sunlight. It's underneath the porch because that's how the possums and raccoons like it. And lizards. My pond lizards are back. They've taken a liking to my backyard. I think they're underneath the concrete slab of my porch. And then when we get a bunch of rain, it's too wet down there. So then I see them a lot more, and they're all hanging out on the porch while they wait for the water to go down. Yeah, they walk right in front of me while I'm sitting on my back porch, and I'm all like, "Hey, how's it going?" They just wander on by. They come within 3 feet of me, so I guess we're cool. Yeah, yeah, it said nuts. CPD's nuts. But I love a good. Oh man, am I frozen? Sorry about that, folks. I'm back. Time loop. I uh, I love a T-shirt with a real detailed picture of a fish on it. I think that's great. Oh, that's awesome, Craig. I mean, like, because that's the other thing that comes along with like those natural disasters and stuff like that. It's just like, I can't work, there's no money coming in, and now things are damaged, and I'm going to have to pay for that and figure things out. And that just adds to the stress of everything. So that is really sweet that Bell's boss is just like, yo, man, like, just because things aren't working well at the moment and stuff like that, we're going to get through this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to make sure that you get paid. That's a stand-up individual right there. Yeah, you're gonna see who your good actors are in town. You know what I mean? And you're one of them. You're out there. You're out there helping, and like that's what it's about, bro. Like you'll make some lifelong friends through this. I mean, every ice storm and foul weather type thing where our power goes out and stuff like that. It's the first thing that happens on my block is all the neighbors go out in the yard. You know what I mean? And we all talk a little bit and stuff like that. Like I helped the lady over on the next block figure out how to change a thing that reads her blood glucose. So they were like, "You're a nurse," and I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Okay." And like the hardest part about it was there were some memory issues. The hardest part about it was figuring out where the thing was at, and then like, yeah, I took care of it. You know what I mean? So because of course during the ice storm when everything is frozen and there is no power and stuff like that, like it was hard for her normal caregivers, you know, that drop by throughout the week and stuff like that. It was hard for them to get out of their house to be able to move around and do their job. So yeah, you know, I was glad to help. There was somebody that had a bunch of firewood in their backyard because they have a smoker and stuff like that. So for the heating of houses and stuff like that, if you didn't have firewood, that guy would give you firewood. You know what I mean? Like as soon as it all breaks down, like people like come together, and you know that's a real that's a real thing that you can experience. You know what I mean? That isn't like manufactured fear and hate. You know what I mean? Like that we end up drowning in all the time. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be as negative as everybody says it is. Kills to Garden says, gotten a couple cool shirts on Amazon's, both beta shirts, one with 40 tetras on it with names. Oh, so like the names were under them? That's kind of cool. Also cichlids, neon tetras, water change shirts, etc. Honestly, some pretty cool shirts. Yeah, man, like that's really cool. trying to think of his name, Ryan, Wild Fish Tanks, had a booth at Aquashella this year. So it was good to see him and talk to him. I got to talk to him in person at the Clash last year. And I like that dude. He's way into fish. He's got a lot of different fish. He has made a lot of fun t-shirts and stuff like that. So if you're into fish t-shirts, he's somebody that you should talk to as well. Your favorite of the two shirts. That's weird. It won't let me click on the link. Nope, we don't want to do anything like that. Yeah, I can't click on the link. I don't know how. But types of Tetra shirt. But you guys, yeah, man, check those out. That's super neat. So yeah, my auto sinkless are doing good and stuff like that. Oh, and I wanted to show you my destroyed tanks, and like they're now ready for use. Let me put those up. A Tale of Two Cities. Two fish tanks. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 12:02. We have made it to the witching hour. Congratulations. This is now Thursday, the 22nd of May. Time flies. So you guys can see how many trumpet snails I have there. I have all of them. Let's give it a second to catch up. Goodness. Okay, perfect, Coro. Thank you for helping me out, bro. You know I'm technically challenged. I need you guys to help me out. Unless you're as lost as I am, and then you know what I mean. Just hang on a minute and wait. Somebody in the chat's going to help us out. I wouldn't be able to do half the things that I do without you guys helping me out along the way, like figuring out how to do it, like the whole doing your first video. I didn't know how to do that. And whenever I've asked, there's always been somebody there to like lead me in the right direction. And I mean, we're stronger together, right? It makes a difference. Good night, Asaya. You get some rest. That is true, Gills to Gardens. $15 is a good price for a t-shirt. And yeah, but going to Aquashella, I usually end up with some shirts. So I got 2 shirts this year. And I got those for free. So those are always fun too. I think with your ticket to the Clash and stuff like that, you get a Clash t-shirt every year. I think it's part of the ticket, but if it wasn't, I would buy one separately. But I think that, yeah, I think it's like included in the weekend pass. But you can see my puke blue uh substrate in the tank on the left hand side. And you can see the Freshwater tank in the back of the tank. In the tank on the left, I did see yesterday a full grown male and a juvenile female in this tank that I missed when I was collecting everyone to go to Aquashella. So um, babies will continue. We'll see how many. That's cool, Mike. Somehow I broke my computer today. I downloaded a program to help map controller inputs to use a controller instead of a mouse and keyboard, and now my mouse won't move. Yeah, that is sometimes the hazard of making computers do things that you want to do. A little trial and error. I was trying to do stuff with a Chromebook, and that wasn't happening. So I bought a decent laptop, and my wife uses it to watch streams and things like that during the day, and then I get to use it at night for my live stream, and it has been a dream. It's made a big difference. I was trying to do it with a iPad, and like the iPad's really old too, so it's just like it wasn't working very well for me at all. And this has been much better. But yeah, some interesting escapes. When I come back from refilling coffee and taking a break on my back porch, I'm going to show you guys some of the driftwood that I bought. It's all going to look basically the same. It's all the same wood, but I'm excited about it because I bought pieces that I believe will fit in a 20-gallon long, 20-gallon tall, and 10-gallon tanks. And of course, I can always cut them and stuff like that. But that was my objective because I want more wood in my tanks, because I have noticed the tanks that I have driftwood in seem to be doing better in situations like the 20-gallon size is doing well for my yellows, and there's a large piece of driftwood in there, and their colony seems to be doing well. And I believe that piece of driftwood in there is providing a lot for them to eat and helping the situation. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, I guess like first impressions and whatnot, right? Yeah, it's nice to look. But I mean, like, I've got plenty of pairs of daily wear khaki pants. You know what I mean? Like, wear pants and stores instead of shorts to the store. But as a Generation Xer, I'm going to be in shorts for the entirety of my life because I live in Texas, and to wear pants is dumb. It's too hot. Show your knees. Gills the Gardens bought a Garden of Eaters shirt. The second time you wore it, you got fishing lure oil on it, and that stuff never comes out. So I know the pain. Thankfully, they gave me another one as a trade. That's awesome. That couple is so generous. I love helping them out when they come to Dallas, being a local person, stuff like that, being a runner for them when they need something from a store or something like that. I mean, like anything I can do to help out. That's a lot, running a booth and doing aquascaping and doing the American Shrimp Contest and doing a talk all with a baby. You know what I mean? Like, they are amazing people, and I'm always impressed by them. So I always want to do stuff to help them out. Yeah, you know how it is. You know what I mean? But you're at the Dallas Market Hall. You need to get to the Home Depot. You're gonna do it. It's 5:30. It's so what? You know what I mean? Turn the radio up. But at Aquashella Dallas in the past and stuff like that, I've like helped. I mean, it's just special situations. You just walk around. You're like, you need help with anything? And they're like, actually, man, like my bag got held up at the airport. Can you give me a ride to the airport so I can pick up my bag? Yeah, I can. You know what I mean? Like those sorts of things. You know what I mean? Like there's all sorts of things that come up. You know what I mean? So it's fun to be part of that. Oh, that's a reflection of the light in the bottom of the tank on the left. I was like, it looked like a tag. You know what I mean? Like a price tag or something like floating in the bottom of the tank. And I was like, what did I put in my tank? Like, where did that tag come from? But yeah, that's just a hanging garage light that I use to light my face. Yeah, man, you'll get them with ice cream every time I go out for ice cream with them. I got a picture of myself with, I believe it's Mike's tank. He's a friend of Harley's and a friend of mine now. Um, uh, he has a micro tank and he takes it around. He takes it around everywhere and shows it off, answers questions and stuff like that. It was really cool. You know what I mean? Like several times I was at a restaurant out to eat and there was a micro saltwater tank on the table. And honestly, that's the way I prefer to travel from now on. You know what I mean? So more micro tanks, everybody. If you're interested in that, get one so that way when I hang out with you, we can hang out with your micro tank at the local diner. But yeah, these angels right here, I got as a prize in a giveaway from Dan's Fish years ago now. And I love them so much. They're so finicky, but I do love them. I love their colors and their mannerisms and whatnot. And I enjoyed growing them out from juveniles. Some of my favorites. But as you can see, there's so much potential in this tank. I pulled so like the whole tank front to back on the left was Tiger Val, and this Tiger Val has grown up in the front. But I pulled out the Swasser tang. The Swasser tang was covering all of that jungle Val except for the long pieces, all the way to the front of the tank. So I will be doing water changes on everything after this stream, and I will be pulling out Malaysian trumpet snails out of all of the tanks that got fed this evening. Just doing some thinning. I'm putting them all in a Thunderdome tank, and we'll put extra plants in that tank and stuff like that, and feed them sparingly. Um, and just keep it going. I've got some ram's horns in my shrimp tank that I want to move out. So I put a algae wafer in there to lure the snails in, and then just separate the snails from the shrimp. We'll leave the shrimp in the tank. Take the ram's horns out, so that way the shrimp don't have to compete with as many snails. So I'm just going to do it manually every week, bait some out when I do water changes. All right. Laundry advice here, folks. That's good. My coffee cup runneth over. My life is abundance. So, yes, had a blast. Enjoyed talking with fish community people, talking with all the vendors, all the ideas out there, things like that. Advice on my own setup, free swag. What else? So many things. Looks like I bumped the camera. It's a great time to get caffeinated. I slept in till 1 o'clock on Tuesday, and then I slept until 3 o'clock this afternoon. And with my water changes and everything, that should keep me up at least until 5. And then I go back to work the night shift, 7:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. Starting tomorrow, and I might be picking up an extra shift on Sunday. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, dude, excited to get back to work. Excited to tell my client all about my weekend and show him some pictures of like cool things that I saw and stuff like that. And I've been keeping up through social media and stuff like that. And he had some people come by he had some people, like a friend, come by the house or something like that, and they were he was showing them how it was all done. He's on social media, and he is a rapper. So he is on a ventilator and a rapper, and real positive mindset, and just a really cool dude. So I'm looking forward to like seeing my friend, you know what I mean, and like catching up and seeing what's going on. I need to catch up on all the basketball stuff. I know that New York was excited about some things. We'll see if it works out for him. But he's a basketball fan, football fan, loves the University of Texas. You know what I mean? So like, I'm watching all the sports ball. I know a lot more about it than I should. Left to my own devices, I wouldn't watch any of it. I am more about aquarium fish and music than watching sports. But I will say, to watch the whole season and see who comes out on top and stuff like that, it's just like, I get it. I get why it's popular. So I get to witness it. You know what I mean? Yeah, Sonny G. Yeah, I've played his stuff. His moniker is Wheels the Rapper, Wheels with a Z. And yeah, he's on all the different social media platforms, and he does a freestyle like every day. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of fun to like check in with him and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan. I think it's cool. And yeah, with healthcare and things like that, there's all sorts of like HIPAA rules and things like that. But he has instructed me in what he would like me to share. So he does not mind me shouting out his rapper name and things like that because he's involved in social media and he would like people to check it out. But yeah, he let me play one of his songs on my stream, and I thought that was really nice of him. I think the hook on that one was it's what you do with your time, and I think that's really poignant for every human being in general. But I feel that as a hobbyist and stuff like that as well. So I don't know. It works for me on several levels. Bougie, I used, and in one night I was able to remove 98% of the snails from a 55-gallon. Filled 2 sandwich Ziplocs with them. All ram's horn and bladder snails, but in one night. Bougie Bishfish says, New Local Austin, do you do home health? My sister did that. Let me go back to it. I didn't get to the bottom of it. Watermelon really draws the snails. So that's what the comment was, Gills. I got it now. Yeah, no, that sounds great. You know what I mean? And the shrimp can have some for a minute too, but that's the way to bait them out. That sounds good, man. And I like watermelon. So like, and it's the season for it. Oh man, everything's coming together now. And you're going to try the new co-op snail catcher thing. Not a bad idea. So do you do home health? My sister did that for a while, but now she's getting her nurse practitioner degree. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yes, ma'am. I sure do. Hey, Adele. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Hey, better late than never. Exactly. A special hello to Doc Awesome, also known as Mr. Masvidal. So you went back to using the scraper thing, and it gets the bubbles out of the window film. Yeah, I saved my room key from this Aquashella, and I'm going to be scraping glass with it. You know what I mean? Like, get your anything can be a plastic scraper. You know what I mean? Like any of your gift cards. You know what I mean? Like rinse them off first. But any of those can be used as a tool for scraping algae. If they have some sentimental value, like if they're from a trip or something, I think that's nice. You're good. You're just hanging out before work. Well, hey, good morning, my dear, and I hope you have a good day at work. Oh, let me put my face back up here. Hold on. There I am. Hey, there was something I wanted to show you guys when I got in. Driftwood. Let's do it. Usually the mineral spirit type paint thinners don't damage the dye, but will damage any printing on the fabric. I don't think I have any paint thinner at the moment. But I was just going to try first with my shirt just to see if I could save it. It's time to buy new shirts, but just to see if I could save it, I was thinking about putting that mildewed shirt in just vinegar and just soak it and then wash it and see what happens. But it may have gotten washed like that. I don't know. So you're doing 5 to 9. That's not bad. Yeah, that's awesome, Adele. I'll be looking out for it. I will be finishing my I'll be finishing my whatchamacallit, water changes. Yeah, I mean, like these plastic cards, they have an edge to them, but yeah, there is a thickness. I mean, like there might be a way to sharpen them. Coro says mildew and vinegar makes sense. Right? Yeah, that was to get out oil. Yeah. So yeah, let me show you some of these pieces of wood. So this is the piece that broke in half that I was looking for the other half of, but I found it. I asked Eddie, and Eddie had to look when he got home. It was this way. So I was thinking about this because it had this edge would be coming out one side of the Anubias plant, and the other end would be coming out the other edge of the Anubias plant. And the Anubias plant goes forward and then back and curls up on itself like it's all one piece. So the driftwood coming out of the center. So I was thinking about this one, and there's some other pieces that have Ys to it too that I was thinking of. But like that's a cool piece. So this is all sandblasted ghost wood. So I was selecting ghost wood pieces this trip at Aquashella. It was so much fun. So yeah, I have this piece. And then I got this piece, and this will fit inside a 10-gallon really easily. And it's got some interesting lines on it. The way the branches are, like this is the small branch, and it comes up and in front of this one on the bottom, and actually touches right here, and then it comes up and makes an S. This piece has a nice dip down in it, and then you can really see right here the ghost wood and the colors that are naturally in it. And then in my goldfish tank, I bought that at Aquashella like maybe 4 years ago, maybe 5, I don't know, a long time ago. It was like the first or second time I went to Aquashella. I got a stick of ghost wood that I could barely fit in my. I didn't have to trim it, and it fit inside my 75 gallons. So it was like 4 foot long. And now it is really starting to decompose, and it has this velvet of different black, and it has like purples in it and some greens and stuff like that, but it's just totally coated. It's like it's begging for a pleco to go in there and like have a field day with it. But that's in my goldfish tank. It's done very well and lasted for like I said, like 4 or 5 years. I'm not sure which. So yeah, I got this one. And then this is a longer one. This would have to fit in a 20 long or a 20 tall, maybe. But it's just got such an interesting profile to it. I turn it around this way. Very interesting. So yeah, like I don't know. I'd probably run it this way with the big piece coming up, and that might be the back that you're seeing right now. I might do it this way because it has a little piece that comes out in front and a little piece that goes up and a little just a nice big thick groove in here. But yeah, I got this guy. So that's those. And there's just 3 more. So I got this one. This will fit in a 10-gallon. And it's got some real interesting stuff going on right here with 3 different branches coming off and like spindling off. This might be the front of this one because it has all of the small little pieces come out towards the glass. So that might be the way I do it. Unless I wanted it to be simpler, and then I would turn all of this to the back, and then this could like help, this part back here could help hold plants down and things like that. And then it would be just a simpler, more 2-dimensional look through the tank. So I could see that going either way. And then, of course, when I place it, guys, it's going to be in a completely different position than I think right now. Like, I guess that's the fun of it, right? And the next piece, big, thick piece, still has a little bit of stuff on it. I have some small sticks and stuff like that that I could sand and then add to this to add more complexity if I wanted. But this would be good in a 10-gallon tank, and it's nice and big, nice big surfaces. Like, it would look pretty cool. Wait, that way. That way works real good too. I like it from the side that I'm looking at as well. I think that looks spectacular. And it would pretty much lay like that in the tank. That would be pretty cool. And then Asaya came by and was helping me decide, and I decided to take one out of the larger pieces out to make it 3, and then I had 3 of the ones that were smaller for like 10-gallon tanks. And then I was like, look, man, I already took one away. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm being financially responsible. I'm just going to buy all of these. And she goes, I think you're doing a good thing by doing that. And I was like, all right, here we go. I was like, add it up, boys. They were really nice. I talked to them. Like I said, I'll be able to tell you next week what the name of the company was, but they're involved in social media too. So we'll be, I know that I have it in a picture. Their sign is there. So I'll be able to tell you. He had a shirt that said Chicago something on the back of it, but that wasn't his company name, I don't think. But yeah, they had a large collection of driftwood, and they weren't the only guys who did. So there was lots of places to look for hardscape this year, and I always love that because it's fun to like get like a piece of hardscape that's in your tank and stuff like that, and like when you're looking at that tank, you remember a trip that you went on where you picked that up at. I like that I like that sort of thing. I also like having fish, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember who I got those fish from. You know what I mean? Like when you get it from somebody that's your friend, that's friends that you interact with. You know what I mean? Like that's always fun too. I really like this piece, this last one, and this is from this is for like a 20-gallon long or something like that. There's a lot of cool color gradient on there and ribboning and stuff like that in the wood. That's going to look so good. But as you can see, it's got some real interesting things going on. It's like this up here, this branch almost touches this branch here. And this branch is coming up and then doing a tight loop. So it's really kind of crazy. So I kind of like all the nooks and crannies on that. I think it'll be fun to glue some stuff there, have some stuff like coming up in between it. So yeah, I'm excited. I got to soak all this stuff. So I'm got to decide right now whether I'm getting another bin to, actually I have another bin to soak things in. I have a bin that I have soaked driftwood in the past, but it's been broken for forever. And it's like got a crack near the top. So I have to worry about like how full I fill it. And I might be getting that out of the way. And then I'm going to recycle it by putting a plastic barrier against in the corner of my fence so that I can have a compost pile going in the corner of the fence in a small bed, and my wife has made like a grass wall in front of it, and then we're gonna grow some stuff, some plants and things like that in that corner bed. So we're reclaiming a corner bed that had been abandoned years ago. So we're putting it back. It's the corner that the gate opens against in the backyard. So I mean, like, it's really not on display all that much. But when I'm walking from the front to the backyard, you know what I mean, with buckets of water for the plants, you know what I mean. It'll be nice to see those beds in the moonlight. So we want to try one of those compost beds where the back half is composting and then the front half is plants. So that, you know what I mean? And then I guess that grass wall is going to break down. You know what I mean? Like, pull the sticks out, you know what I mean? And then like next year, you know what I mean? Like, you've got all that good soil that you made in the back and you can bring it forward and plant some other, you know, like annual things. Have a good sleep kills the gardens. So yeah, this is just the fun stuff, you know what I mean? Like, having a good time. Well, it's 12:37 right now, and I want to let you guys know that CC's Aquatics might be going on now or in a few minutes, and she is talking about older aquatic books and things like that. And we do a lot of looking at her tank that has rice fish in it, and it's a great chat. So we can continue on over there. So yeah, hopefully she's going this evening. I'm excited to see it myself as I start my water changes. But I want to let everybody know, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a subscriber. Come here anytime you want to look at some fish tanks. You know what I mean? Talk about what's going on. I love it. This is how I prefer to socialize. So you know what I mean? Join me in my fish room as we share the experience together. Other than that, I'll see you in other live stream chats and stuff like that. You guys are great. I love the online community. I love that we can be in our garages, in our fish rooms, in our homes, and still hang out with each other. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words, but I don't know. I feel I'm kind of gushing right now. It's just like, I love you guys. Have a good one.